and welcome to Day and Night Prime. I'm Sidhu.
And I'm Jasleen Kaur. Indian roads are proving to be killing fields for commuters. Fatalities in road accidents in India are moving up at an unprecedented rate. This even when we are investing millions on our road infrastructure.
What is worrisome is the fact that nobody knows who should be held responsible. Are the authorities to blame, or does the onus lie on us?
Road accidents have earned India a dubious distinction. With over 1,30,000 deaths annually, the country has overtaken China and now has the worst road traffic accident rate worldwide. These statistics are chilling. 14 people die every hour in road accidents.
Road accident is a matter of concern, and 14 deaths per hour is extremely worrisome. India's record in road deaths has touched a new low. It actually has the highest number in the world. The fact has been revealed by the World Health Organization in its first ever Global Status Report on Road Safety. On the other hand, the National Crime Records Bureau puts the total annual deaths due to road accidents at 1.18 lakh. According to the Bureau, road accidents had the maximum share of unnatural causes of accidental deaths in the country. While trucks and two-wheelers were responsible for over 40% deaths, the afternoon and evening rush hours were the most fatal phases. The main contributing factors to this disturbing trend are speeding, drunken driving, and limited use of helmets, seat belts, and child restraints in vehicles. The increase in fatal accidents only proves the lack of concern on the part of state governments and police towards the problem of drunken driving. However, no one knows who is to be held responsible. A national council is being mulled on the issue. The matter is in Parliament and has already been approved by the Cabinet. But by the time it gets cleared, we will be having new statistics to talk about.
Why this increase in road accidents? To discuss this, we have in our studios S.K. Sharma, ADGP Punjab, Ranjan Lakhanpal, lawyer, Punjab and Haryana High Court, Harman Sidhu, who runs an NGO ArriveSAFE in Chandigarh, and Mr. H.S. Doon, SP Traffic, Chandigarh. Welcome to the studio. Mr. Doon, I want to start with you. I know the situation in Chandigarh is far better than other places. The traffic police is more alert, but of late the image has been somewhat shattered. There have been two very serious accidents, including one in which a girl was driving rather rashly and hit into two people who were killed. So how do you view the situation?
मैं इसमें संधू साहब ये बात कहना चाहूँगा कि चंडीगढ़ ट्रैफिक पुलिस का एक ही प्रयास है, किसी के घर में कोई दुख की घड़ी ना आए। हमारा यही प्रयास है कि एक्सीडेंट में हर तरह की कमी आए। और मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि भी पिछले साल की अपेक्षा भी फैटल, नॉन फैटल हर टाइप की एक्सीडेंट में कमी आई है। ट्रैफिक बढ़ा है, गाड़ियां बढ़ी हैं, लेकिन एक्सीडेंट में कमी आई है। इसके लिए चंडीगढ़ पुलिस प्रयास करती है। तमाम जितने भी चंडीगढ़ के स्कूल्स हैं, कॉलेजेस हैं, हर स्कूल कॉलेज को हम कवर करते हैं।
लेकिन जब ऐसे एक्सीडेंट हो जाते जैसे हमने अभी सुना है इस लड़की के बारे में, तो तब बड़ा अलार्मिंग सी सिचुएशन लगती है।
नहीं संधू साहब, मैं ये बताता हूं आपको कि जो भी चंडीगढ़ के अंदर एक्सीडेंट होता है, हम हर एक्सीडेंट की स्टडी करवाते हैं। एक्सीडेंट क्यों हुआ, किन कारणों से हुआ, क्या इसको कैसे रोका जा सकता है, हमारा हर इवन सिंगल केस के लिए भी हम स्टडी करते हैं।
तो आपका कहना है कि एक्सीडेंट रेट कम हो रहा है आगे से?
पहले से पिछले साल की अपेक्षा एक्सीडेंट रेट में काफी कमी आई है और हमारा एक ही प्रयास है कि और भी हम कम लेके आए।
Mr. Doon, I'll come back to you. Mr. Sharma, I want to come to you. I know you're also running an NGO called Saath for the last 4 or 5 years. And you were the IG traffic in Punjab for over 3 years.
Yeah.
How do you view the situation in Punjab? I mean, a lot of people feel that the situation is not just serious but alarming as far as Punjab is concerned.
I agree with you to a great extent because you see the seriousness of situation is manifold. It has many aspects which needs to be looked into. The seriousness comes from the government because traffic management as a whole is a subject which is not owned by any one department or one organization.
Right.
There may be 13 departments which should be involved in traffic management. The basic 3 E's of traffic management, now environment is the 4th E. So what is seen by the people is that police is wholly solely responsible for the traffic management. Who will be the first responder for you see any trauma cases? Where will the education go? Where will be the engineering going? All these issues are bigger issues, where the most important issue is that the road safety councils in the states which need to be activated still not active.
But is the Punjab government really, in your opinion, serious about this?
See,
I would say it's a very serious situation actually.
I agree with you. This
Every day 3 to 5 people are actually getting killed on the Punjab roads.
See, I tell you, the figures will tell you the state of affairs. In 2002, the total number of people who died in accidents was around 1700, and in 2009 it was 3400, almost double the figure.
That's a whopping increase.
The total number of vehicles have not increased that much. Road structure, engineering, bad road furniture, and the feeling that they can get away by violating the law.
But who was held responsible for this increase?
Again, so many things can be held responsible.
No, but was any individual, any department held responsible for this?
No. You see, because one department are not responsible. Let us say some accident spots are because of bad engineering. So engineering department should be held responsible for that. But there is not one coordinating agency which looks into all these aspects at one forum. So that is a major issue. You see, for so many years there was no road safety council in the state. The road safety council has been recently formed, and we have not heard ever that there is any meeting going on with the road safety council, and they are serious about how to go about the road safety.
We have Harman with us. Harman, you have met with an accident long ago. What exactly happened?
See, my road accident took place in October 96. That's nearly 14 years. So in my situation, as Mr. Sharma was saying, it was a combination of everything.
Okay.
We were in an area which had a poor road infrastructure, and we were in a car, Maruti 800, which is considered as a weak car. And then the behavior of the person in the car, that was me.
Okay.
I was sitting in the back seat with my arm on the side. Right?
Okay, it was outside the window.
Yes, no, it's inside the window,
okay,
but over the armrest of the next seat.
Okay.
So when the car fell down, so by default everybody else's body bent forward, but my couldn't.
Okay.
So the complete weight came on my neck, and I got immediately paralyzed neck below.
All right.
So, and then further adding to that, it took us 12 hours to reach the hospital, and further 12 hours for the doctors to analyze and give me the basic required treatment. So in totality, everybody is to be blamed.
So I believe जो थोड़ा accident होया उसके बाद when you started recovering or when you recovered, then that's the time when you had come up with this idea of ArriveSAFE
Exactly.
NGO.
It was nearly 2 years for me when I was in bed. So before that, I never thought about road safety. So I can, right now sitting in this forum, I can straightway tell that we are talking about youngsters.
Right.
But as a person in teenage, I had a situation where one of my friends, he forgot his helmet at my place. So I tried to test the strength of the helmet by hitting my head wearing the helmet into the wall. So I was the happiest person when I saw a crack in it.
Oh goodness.
So that's the kind of situation and the mentality a person at young age has.
So you have done a lot of work in this field now. How safe are Chandigarh roads according to you? And if you say in totality the whole region?
See, if we compare Chandigarh roads with the other roads, they still are a lot safer. But it's not only about the road infrastructure, it's also about the newer vehicles that are coming in.
Okay.
Right? You get out of this place, you ask for a new vehicle, the salesman is going to tell you that this car has an ABS system. And what if you ask what is it, they say the car will stop like anything, which is not going to happen.
Right. Mr. Sharma, he just mentioned about the helmet thing, which we should not ignore it, because when he experimented, he got a crack in that thing. So, you know, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ 'ਚ ਇੰਨੇ ਚੀਪ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਰੋਕਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ, ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਇਟ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ
You're very right.
They're fatal.
Basically, it's a personal safety. When you go for personal safety issues, you buy anything for yourself, you need to look into each and every aspect. So let us say you are buying helmet for yourself, you should be very considerate that which quality of helmet you should buy.
Yeah.
It is not for somebody else.
Right. It's for your own
If
health.
it is to show to the police that you are wearing helmet, whom you are fooling?
Right.
So it's a personal safety issue. In my opinion, we should not be even enforcing that. Basically, if somebody wants to commit suicide, who can stop him? So let the people
Ranjan, I'd like
more
to go into
tolerating.
the conversation. I'm not going to touch on the legal issue at this point of time, but how do you view the situation? I know there was a very unfortunate incident as far as your own family is concerned. Your son died in an accident. How do you view the situation as far as road safety is concerned in Chandigarh and the region?
I think there's a total chaos on the roads, and we all know how the accident rate is rising day by day, and we have the rules to manage the traffic, but the rules are never implemented in the right manner, and even the roundabouts which are there in Chandigarh are not properly lighted. In fact, I filed a petition in the High Court that these roundabouts should be lighted properly. And after that some work has been done, but still there are some roundabouts which are not lighted properly. So specifically at night time, when the law says that you have to drive with the dipper, then you can't even see the roundabout. And most of the accidents which occur are sometimes the car is hitting the roundabout, or the accidents take place at night time.
Mr. Lakhanpal, isn't that simplifying the whole thing? After all, the car or a two-wheeler also has the headlights. There are street lights in the city. And very often you find people have rammed into the roundabouts. I think in that case, the motorists are to blame, because I think in a lot of cases those people are drunk or either overspeeding or racing.
My house is in Sector 10, and there's a roundabout which the road comes from the club. And every third or fourth day there's an accident. So what we see is that when you're driving the vehicle with dipper, then you really can't see far away.
Okay.
So if it is dark and there's no light, no light over there, then the vehicle certainly hits the roundabout.
This I have actually experienced
And
while driving from Chandigarh to Panchkula in the night.
And in fact, 3 boys died when they were driving from engineering college towards Sector 3.
Okay.
Because of this very reason, and the appeal was filed in the High Court for this very reason. And in fact, if we see that we don't have any lane system, everybody is moving on zigzag on the roads, and with the new vehicles coming on the road, which are very high speed vehicles, and when they go zigzag and fast, and when the speed cars are there, then the accidents have to occur. Yes.
Mr. Doon, the number of injured is almost 4 times the number of people who are actually dying on the road. So do you think we have enough mobile vans who can take the injured to the hospitals in Chandigarh?
चंडीगढ़ के अंदर हमारी जितनी पीसीआर्स भी हैं, इवन ट्रैफिक इंटरसेप्टर्स भी हैं और मेडिकल टीम्स भी जो हैं इंजर्ड को तुरंत लेके जाती हैं. हमारा रिस्पांस टाइम बहुत अच्छा है और भी हम बढ़ा रहे हैं. अब
आपने कैलकुलेट किया हुआ है कि रिस्पांस टाइम कितना है जब कॉल आती है?
जब भी कॉल आती है बिटवीन 3 to 4 मिनट्स किसी भी स्पॉट पे हमारी पीसीआर बिटवीन 3 और 4 मिनट के अंदर पीसीआर स्पॉट पे होती है. और पीसीआर में भी फर्स्ट एड का जो भी सामान होता है हम पीसीआर व्हीकल के अंदर भी उसमें भी रखते हैं हम, कि भी कोई भी एक्सीडेंट होता है तुरंत उसको फर्स्ट एड मिले, स्ट्रेचर वगैरह भी प्रॉपर हम रखते हैं उसके.
हरमन, हॉस्पिटल में रिएक्शन टाइम कैसा है? अगर 3-4 मिनट में वहां पे पुलिस वैन या इंटरसेप्टर या इनकी एम्बुलेंस पहुंच जाती है और आदमी को ले जाती है हॉस्पिटल, हाउ इज द रिस्पांस इन द हॉस्पिटल्स?
It is slow, it is very slow, but there is a reason behind. If we look at the medical point, there are already 100 people waiting, so it's a total chaotic situation inside the hospital as well.
How is the mobile situation in Punjab, Mr. Sharma?
I was listening to Mr. Doon and I was feeling that, you see, your response time may be short, maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, maybe at the very spot itself. But do we think that our people are trained to deal any kind of trauma? They might cause more injury to the person. We are not trained. We have taken up the matter with the government for providing us specialists for the on the spot, you see, who are the first responder to reach there with our vans. Now there are, let us say, 64 you see highway patrol vehicles which are on the national highways, state highways and the major roads. along with that large number of motorcycles to inform the people concerned whenever any accident takes place, so that the people are picked up immediately. We have got lot of training done for all the people who are involved with the highway patrol vehicles, but still I feel they are not capable of handling any trauma, even in the first aid. So, but still there had to be somebody as a first responder to the medical situation. Where is the government?
So while the vans are there, but I think if you don't have trained manpower manning the vans, I think it's a zero sum game.
It's a man.
Yeah.
Lying on the road.
That's something which is post-trauma. I'll come back to what Mr. Lakhanpal was saying, that we have got
Harman, we'll just come back to you. We have to take it is time for a short break now. We'll discuss the causes, the possible causes, when we return.
मिसेस मेहता कहती हैं, मोना के पास 10-10 टीवी हैं, कोई प्रोग्राम मिस नहीं करती। 10-10 टीवी? कभी ऐसा भी हो सकता है क्या? अब कैसे मिस कर सकती हूँ? मेरे पास है आई कंट्रोल प्लस। इसके चिल फीचर के साथ पिछले 7 दिनों के कोई भी टीवी प्रोग्राम्स जब चाहे देख सकती हूँ। ना रिकॉर्डिंग का झंझट और ना ही तंग करने वाली ब्रेक्स का। हुआ ना आई कंट्रोल प्लस? 1, 2, 10-10 टीवी के बराबर।
आई कंट्रोल प्लस, इंडियाज लार्जेस्ट IPTV नेटवर्क।
Welcome back. We are discussing the increase in road accidents. We continue our discussion with our eminent guests. Harman, ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ break 'ਚ ਗਏ ਸੀਗੇ, you were about to tell us something where we took a break.
Yeah, like I was about to talk about the wider roads and the design of the rotaries, roundabouts.
Right.
We are all talking about that people are coming and hitting the roundabouts. But what are we doing? Every time there is a vehicle hitting, we just fix it with the cement and concrete structure. So basically, as technology is evolving, we should look at more things which are absorbing the shock.
Okay.
So if we look at the F1 races or any other thing, the structure of the rotary can be such that it should be shock absorbent. So
No,
that there is
But are you
nothing
not
to-
encouraging people to race and test their driving skills by hitting something which kind of
like,
absorbs the shock?
they are already, in any ways they are hitting them.
Already doing it. आजकल wagons ही ऐसे आ रहे हैं, these speedy,
They are
it's
already
beyond.
hitting them.
In fact,
Right.
the height of the roundabout should be low, so that even if a vehicle hits the roundabout, it should not be fatal for the man who's driving the vehicle.
Because if we compare it with whenever there is a motor sport going on, so like all kind of the safety structures they have, they have tires.
But
and
already
everything.
there is a thinking that perhaps the roundabout should be removed, and some of them have been removed also.
हरमन, मैं पूछना चाहूँगी जिसमें थोड़ी NGO ArriveSAFE जो है ये किस तरीके नाल you are connected with the authorities, because they are the first ones who take action when the accident happen.
देखो ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ
How means well you are knitted and connected?
very well connected. Like I'll just give you an example कि ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ if we plan a campaign and we do it with the traffic police, ਹੁਣ ਡੂਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਹੁਣੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ there is a 3 to 5 minutes ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ we send the person. So ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ campaign plan ਕਰਨੀ within 2 hours, we have the support of the Chandigarh traffic police.
Right.
So that way in Chandigarh things are a lot different if we talk about education awareness and other things.
मिस्टर डून, ड्रंकन ड्राइविंग जो है एक काफ़ी मेजर फैक्टर है एक्सीडेंट्स के पीछे, तो क्या ड्राइवर्स के माइंडसेट्स चेंज करने की ज़रूरत है?
मैं एक बात कहूँगा कि ड्रंकन ड्राइविंग के लिए हम स्पेशल कैंपेन भी चला रहे हैं। हफ्ते में 5 दिन अलग अलग डिस्कोज होटल जहाँ पे इस तरह के एरियाज हैं वहाँ पे हम नाका भी लगाते हैं। और अब की बार पिछले साल की अपेक्षा पिछले साल हमने लगभग 330 के करीब हमने चालान किए थे ड्रंकन ड्राइविंग में, और अब तक टिल डेट हमने मोर देन 1000 हमने चालान भी किए हैं। हमारा प्रयास भी है कि लोगों को कि भी इस तरह की चीजें आप छोड़ें। कई बार आप देखते हैं, अभी पीछे में रोड पे जा रहा था, एक फैमिली रुकी हुई थी, बच्चे बैठे हुए थे, उनकी वाइफ थी, मैं मेरे किसी फ्रेंड के साथ जा रहा था, तो मैं रुका, उन्होंने कहा कि देखो हम तो किसी पार्टी में जाते भी नहीं, और हमारा एक ही प्रयास होता है कि रात को तो हम जाते ही नहीं, कि इतना पी लेते हैं कि हमें सुबह ना बच्चे स्कूल जाते ना उठ जाते।
एक यहाँ पे मैंने एक ट्रेंड देखा है चंडीगढ़ की जो यंग जनरेशन है उसमें, दे से कि हमें कौन रात को रोकेगा, हमारा तो चंडीगढ़ का नंबर है।
नहीं देखो,
गाड़ियां उनकी रोकी जाती हैं जो पंजाब से आएंगी, जिसका लुधियाना का नंबर होगा, जिसका बठिंडा का नंबर होगा, जिसका पटियाला का। वी विल गेट अवे बिकॉज वी हैव अ चंडीगढ़ नंबर।
मैं आपको एक चीज बताता हूं कि ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है। हरियाणा और पंजाब की तरफ से जब भी व्हीकल आता है तो आप वायलेशन कितनी है वो आप अंदाजा लगाएं। आप हरियाणा और पंजाब के बॉर्डर पे देखें, यदि वो चंडीगढ़ में एंटर करते हैं, आपका टीम वहां पे भेजिए, फिर आपको पता लगेगा चंडीगढ़ ट्रैफिक पुलिस क्या है, उसका सबूत मिलेगा। यदि चंडीगढ़ से कोई हरियाणा और पंजाब में यहां से जाएगा तो भी आप देखना हर आदमी सीट बेल्ट हेलमेट ऐसे उतारता है, शायद वो चंडीगढ़ की जेल से आ जाता है।
Can I have Mr. Sharma to react to this?
Now he has a point. Chandigarh traffic police is definitely doing a good job, and they are definitely better organized.
So what are the steps you took when you were the IG?
You see, he's dealing with one district, and Punjab is dealing, let us say, with 20 districts, 21, 25 districts now. So you see, the total sanction strength of traffic police in Punjab, which was sanctioned 1961 in the undivided Punjab, that remains the same. When the number of vehicles was, I think they said 37,000 in the undivided Punjab.
So it's a manpower issue.
It's a manpower issue. There's no force available, and the commitment of the traffic police, not for traffic duties but for VIP security duties. These are two issues which are not separated, and the
So what is being done to deal with this, if I can put it, VIP menace on the roads?
See, you can call it VIP menace, but I won't call it. It's a responsibility of the police to see that the VIPs also are, you see, put through the roads, and there is no, you see, stoppage of vehicles because of security reasons. At the same time, how far you can stop the people on the road, and how far you can stop the general traffic.
No, why I said nuisance, because a lot of times while the normal people who move on the roads, the motorists, they are stopped, they are checked. The VIP vehicles are just kind of flagged by.
You see, the checking for security reasons is also important, because if you lose a VIP, see the impact on the morale of the people itself. If you couldn't protect your so-and-so, how could you protect us? So that issue remains. But the question is that the strength of traffic police needs to be increased, and dedicated traffic policemen for security of the VIPs or VIP duties shall be separated. Until that is done, you go on mixing up, VIP rush will be there, and
The other thing I want to ask you is, a couple of years ago, the truck drivers were mainly to blame for the accidents. Now of late, I think the trend is that most accidents are caused by the motorists, the car drivers.
You see, the general trend is whenever any accident takes place, it is the bigger vehicle which is held responsible.
Ji.
However, it may be even the motorcyclist responsible, or the car responsible, or even the cyclist responsible. That happens. But the major sufferer is the pedestrian and the cyclist.
Absolutely.
On the roads. What is more important is that the truckers, they are comparatively better organized. They take care of the rules better than your public transport.
That's a
and the
change which
public
has taken
transport.
place.
Very right you are, very right. I have seen that, and we have been very regularly organizing campaigns for them. They have been attending the training programs with us, and throughout Punjab we had, I think, more than 7,000 truck drivers trained about their conduct and behavior when they are on the roadside. And we found that they are definitely better than our public transport, like you see bus transport, whether it is PRTC or whether it is Punjab Roadways.
Even cars, I think the way they zigzag from left, right, they cross from every side, and they kind of move at very high speeds.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd
They are
like
major
to
violations.
come back to one point when we were talking about drunken driving.
Right.
So like if we talk about Chandigarh now, what are we teaching our youngsters? We are, I can say with guarantee that we have more number of liquor vans than the bookstores, right?
Okay.
So like that's a policy issue, not an issue that has to be addressed by the police. It's just that the
Now, has the police taken it up with the excise department in Chandigarh or even in Punjab? Mr. Doon?
जब भी कोई ऐसा होता है, हमारा एक ही प्रयास होता है कि हम लोकेशन जो है, कोई भी किसी भी ठेके की लोकेशन और है, तो हमारा एक ही प्रयास रहता है कि कहीं पे भीड़ भाड़ वाले एरिया में ना हो, तो एकांत में हो, ताकि लोगों को वहां पे दिक्कत ना हो।
नहीं, पर एक रूल तो ये भी है कि शायद रोड्स के ऊपर, हाईवेज के ऊपर लिकर वेंड नहीं होने चाहिए, और इवन चंडीगढ़ की जो रोड्स एंटरिंग चंडीगढ़, उनके लिकर वेंड्स बिल्कुल रोड के ऊपर है।
लेकिन मैं ये कहूंगा कि ऐसी, ये तो स्टेट की, गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसी है।
और हरियाणा पे तो आई थिंक ऑन द हाईवे इफ यू सी देयर आर मेनी लिकर वेंड्स इन हरियाणा एंड पंजाब व्हेन यू आर कमिंग फ्रॉम दिल्ली।
वो कुछ डिस्टेंस पे है, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं। मेन पे रोड पे उनकी पॉलिसी है कि रोड से कितनी दूरी पे होना चाहिए।
On the main roads not allowed, yeah. As per law, it's not allowed on the main roads. Definitely,
It's
what
not allowed
happens is that
near educational institutions and
yeah,
religious
yeah,
places and all
there's
these places.
particular distance mentioned about from the
So,
main roads.
Mr. Lakhanpal, ਆਪਾਂ drunken driving ਦੀ ਜੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਤਾਂ you know the increasing number of prosecutions for drunken driving has not been deterrent. So is it that the police are not doing enough to enforce the law?
In fact, we don't have law to deal with specifically with drunken driving.
Okay.
So when the law was enacted, it was enacted in 19th century, you see. Way back, Lord Macaulay enacted Indian Penal Code. So things have changed, but the law has remained the same. So these problems of drunken driving, etc., were not there when the law was enacted, in fact. So we will have to come with new sections to deal with this situation. And it's a very serious situation, in fact.
Right.
Harman, what is the biggest menace in your opinion, drunken driving or something else?
There are a lot of issues. Again, it's about the behavior of the person. If we see the youngsters nowadays, they are so agitated all the time. So drunken driving is one of the factors. Even if in the daytime you stop the vehicle for a time, you'll find somebody honking, even if it is a red light. So we are just ready. It's by nature in Punjabis and people in North India that we are ready for a fight. That's one of the
what is the
reasons.
contribution of mobile phones to accidents?
Yeah.
And that's a major addition to it, because first of all, we are always on the phone. We always think that I'll get away with it. See, if I'm in the wheelchair today and I ask 100 youngsters, probably it can happen with you, then they all laugh it away, because we all think it cannot happen with me. And it's again, if you're talking on the phone, you're like 4 times more, there's a possibility of 4 times more of getting injured.
ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੈਂਡਸੈਟ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਇੱਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਈਅਰਪੀਸ ਲਗਾ ਕੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਬਲੂਟੁੱਥ ਡਿਵਾਈਸ ਲਗਾ ਕੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ। ਬੰਬੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਸ ਦਾ ਵੀ it's a ban in Bombay. You can't even use a Bluetooth device to talk about driving.
ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਾਈਵਰਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ।
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ।
ਐਂਡ ਇਸ ਦੀ ਲੋਕ ਜਸਟੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਇਹ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੋ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਹੋਵੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਬਟ ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਕੋ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਨਾਲ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰਿਸਕ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਫੈਕਟਰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ।
And then you're listening to the music also.
That's ਉਹ ਅਲੱਗ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ। ਹੁਣ ਜੇ ਕੋ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਠਾ ਹੈ, he knows ਕਿ ਅੱਗੇ ਕੋਈ ਖਤਰਾ ਹੈ, so probably he'll change the topic. ਮੋਬਾਈਲ ਤੇ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, he is talking on some other frequency.
And he will not stop.
No.
Because he doesn't know, he cannot see.
He doesn't know about the risks.
कितनी चलान जो हैं वे मोबाइल फोन के यूज के चंडीगढ़ में रिपोर्ट हो रहे हैं?
हमने जो चंडीगढ़ में मोबाइल फोन के मोर देन 3000 हमने चालान किए हैं। और जब भी कोई चीज होता है, आदमी की कंसंट्रेशन मोबाइल की तरफ होती है, उधर ध्यान नहीं होता। आप किसी से बात करते हैं, कोई सीरियस टॉपिक पे बात करते हैं, वो एक्सीडेंट का कारण भी बनता है कई बार।
Mr. Lakhanpal, there is this very interesting blog which we read. There is this citizen who actually wrote on this blog that if you can't beat them, scare them. So he's talking about the light punishment for drivers who are caught speeding and drunken driving. So any suggestions or would you agree to him? If you can't beat them, scare them.
You're right there, but I think my experience tells me that drunken driving is not the major accident causing factor. It is rash driving, because we get cases of accident cases in the High Court for Motor Action Claim Tribunal and then negligence 4304A cases. First of all, the deterrent has to be there in the sense that 304A itself is outdated. The maximum punishment is 2 years.
Okay.
So even if you kill 10 people, you get 2 years maximum punishment. The punishment has to be increased. The offence has to be described in a different manner. The whole legal process has to be changed.
I think Ranjan, there's a road safety bill which has been pending for some years now.
Yes, you're right, and then you see drunken driving as such is not the only causing factor. It is in fact rash driving, and unless we teach people or the police is effective enough to deal with the situation, you really can't stop it.
Possibly a drunk person also has different stages. I think
Different
in the first
stages,
stage is
and
to be
he's-
very careful after
he-
taking a
he's
drink,
very
and it's the
particular.
later stage that you get rash.
You see, he is very particular while driving. If you are drunk, he will see, he will be very careful that he should be driving properly and careful about the whole thing. And the man who is driving fast, he just zooms by.
But drinking up to what level? What you
That's
said
right.
is very right.
That is more
if you have
important.
to,
एक चीज़
maybe
तो override करने
30
वाला
ml,
है,
60
If
ml
you
is
drunk
different.
yourself silly, then I think you wouldn't
Then
know
of
what speed
course,
you're driving
yes,
at.
yes.
Yes.
ਐਂਡ ਬੇਸਿਕਲੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਡਰੰਕਨ ਡਰਾਈਵਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਾਰਮਲੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ ਇਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਡਾਟਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਯਾਤਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਥਾਵਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਨਾਰਮਲੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ the number of deaths in a particular incident is more than what is in a drunken driving situation. 40-50 ਬੰਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਟਰੱਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਅਗੇਨ they are kind of in league with God. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਡਰਿੰਕ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਲਾਈਕ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਟਾਪ ਆਫ ਦੀ ਵਰਲਡ ਉੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਧਾਰਮਿਕ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਚਾ ਹੀ ਲੈਣਾ
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ
ਸੋ ਉਹਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਸਟੈਟਿਸਟੀਕਲ ਡਾਟਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਨਾਰਮਲੀ ਟਾਕ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਡਰੰਕਨ ਡਰਾਈਵਿੰਗ
What I think is what he's saying is it's more of, you see, fatigued driving by the people who go to various places, religious places, go in the morning, come back in the
Especially
evening, and particularly taxi drivers and all that. I know there are a couple of accidents which had taken place, and large number of people died in those, you see, vehicles itself. They fell in the river or something. So it was just because of fatigue, and the fellow was not ready to go back, but his owner told him to go back immediately. He had no rest for the last 36 hours, continuously driving.
Oh,
I
that's
spoke with a taxi driver in the morning, in fact, on my way to office. ਉਹਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਜੇ ਕਸਟਮਰ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਰਾਤ ਪੈ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਆਪਦੀ ਗੱਡੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਸੌਂ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਐਂਡ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਾਲ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਸਵਾਰੀ ਚੱਕਣ ਚਲਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਫਿਰ 에어ਪੋਰਟ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੰਦਾ 에어ਪੋਰਟ ਤੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਦੂਜੀ ਸਵਾਰੀ ਚੱਕਦਾ ਵਾਪਸ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇਹੀ ਆਈ ਆਸਕਡ ਹਿਮ ਕਿ ਵੈਨ ਡੂ ਯੂ ਸਲੀਪ ਹੀ ਸੈਡ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਹੀਨੇ 2 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਘਰ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਦੂਜੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਨੀਂਦ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਕੁੱਬੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਕਾ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹੀ
I think driving is a very neglected sector in our country.
And this way the driving licenses are issued today.
That's right. Mr. Sharma,
that's
also
a valid-
I want to check with you on, why are there no speed checks on the highways?
You see, the maximum speed limit on the highways is 80 kilometers, and your minimum speed of vehicles which you are getting today is, I think, 80 kilometers. So there is some kind of contradiction. What
Yes.
should be the maximum speed limit? The kind of highways you are having, the kind of 4-laning, 6-laning is taking place. After that, what should be the speed limit? And those other vehicles which are on the road, on the same national highway, multiplicity of vehicles, it is gaddas, thelas, and you see hand-pulled vehicles as well. So these are the major issues which need to be looked into, but definitely speed limits are also checked, not that it's not checked.
Very rarely on the highway.
Very rarely, because whenever you start checking the speed limit, there is a blockade on the highway.
that's right
So then you have to have
But you could do
bylays.
at random checks and random checks.
Some checks are definitely conducted, but I will come back to the issue. You see,
Mr.
which
Sharma, it's time for a break
Okay,
now.
okay.
We'll just time for yet another break. When we return, we discuss what needs to be done.
The concept of news has changed.
What has not changed is the truth.
There's an assumption that news should be entertaining, but the entertainment quotient cannot override the news value.
Credibility still counts.
If a story is done well, it will be watched.
Truth will always be watched.
Fair and fearless search for the truth on Day and Night News. Welcome back. We are discussing the road accidents. We are joined by Mr. S.K. Sharma, Mr. Ranjan Lakhanpal, Mr. Harman Sidhu and Mr. H.S. Doon. Mr. Sharma, before we went into the break, we were discussing the steps that need to be taken to make the highways safe.
Yeah, basically you see highways definitely need more attention. Though the number of accidents on the highways vis-a-vis the total number of accidents and total number of fatalities is comparatively lesser. It is on the main state highways and inner roads, rural roads, where the more number of accidents are taking place in Punjab. But coming back to the issue, you see where you said that the weak law is no deterrent. What I started one time was that anybody who voluntarily has drinks and drinks to the level that he is not in his senses and he knows that now he has had drinks, sits on the wheel, drives fast and rash and then kills somebody, it should be 304. It should not be 304A in my opinion, and we started enforcing that. Certain courts accepted it, certain courts didn't accept it. But this is required to be taken care today. If we don't do it, people
maybe the court we should have seen the spirit behind the move.
Exactly. And few courts accepted our challans under 304 and we sent the people in 304 and they remained in jail for quite some time.
But the situation is actually very alarming. I'm sure you, in Punjab, particularly even parts of Haryana, where I think there is practically no check. I think there is no rule. People are not wearing, even the two-wheelers not wearing helmets.
Yeah,
they overtake from any side.
That's right.
But why can't we have a very clear rule on overtaking? As of now, it appears even on the highways there is no clear rule.
The rules are very clear. Only thing is that slowly and gradually the practice has become so strong, it has become the rule.
But now the practice has become the rule.
Practice has become the rule. Now the bigger vehicles or the heavy vehicles will drive on the right and you have to overtake the vehicles from the left, which is contrary to the spirit of the law.
So what does the police do about it?
You see, the difficulty is that if you start putting everybody onto the left, because they are low speed vehicles, high speed vehicles are running, as she is saying that they are just chasing and running away by, you see, following the route which they are into. The low speed vehicles, they want to find an easy way to continuously go on in the same lane. Now the police should put them onto the left track and say that you are to go on this track. If you have 4-lane or 6-lane roads, the heavy vehicle should be on the left of it. That needs to be enforced on the highways. If it is not enforced, it's going to be another problem.
ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੇ ਫਾਦਰ ਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਡੀ ਚਲਾਉਣ ਸਿੱਖਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਡਰਾਈਵਿੰਗ ਸਕੂਲ ਵਾਲਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਡੈਡੀ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਦੱਸ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਭੀੜ ਲੱਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਇਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਉੱਥੇ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦਾ ਨਾਕਾ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖੱਬੇ ਮੁੜ ਲਓ ਰਾਈਟ ਸੋ ਦੈਟਸ ਵੇਅਰ ਵੀ ਫੇਲ ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲਾਇਸੈਂਸ ਮਿਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਗੈਟਿੰਗ ਦਿਸ ਕਾਈਂਡ ਆਫ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ
ਲਾਇਸੈਂਸ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਲਿੱਤੀ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਇਹ ਮੰਨਣਾ ਕਿ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ it's very in a very disciplined way the license is issued in the sense pura driving test and all that, but small towns in other cities of Punjab or Haryana or Himachal, if you see the license are available, you just have to pay like $1,000 or 1,500 you give and you'll get the license. There is no test, nothing like that. Who keeps a check on that?
Basically you see it's the transport department which is the licensing authority for the vehicles and for driving licenses as well. So they need to frame certain, you see, strict rules and regulations to issue driving licenses. They don't do this kind of thing, and we have sent hundreds of proposals on these issues. And let there be committee of, you see, officers from transport department, police department, NGOs and citizens. Let them test each and every person. The difficulty is that it's not only written test, because written rules one may know, but many people who are totally illiterate, they don't know anything in writing, but they also want to have a driving license.
चंडीगढ़ में तो काफी अच्छा सिस्टम है, इसमें इन्होंने अब सिर्फ ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस का सिस्टम भी है और इन्होंने प्राइवेट सिटीजन को मार्शल भी इन्वॉल्व किया हुआ है.
मैं संधू साहब कहना चाहूँगा कि चंडीगढ़ में ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस बनाना बड़ा मुश्किल है. मैंने भी अपना लाइसेंस यहीं पे आके अभी बनवाया है. पहले लर्नर बना है, 1 महीने के लिए टेस्ट हुआ है प्रॉपर, उसके बाद मेरा लाइसेंस बना है. दूसरा इसमें कहूंगा कि हमारा पब्लिक पार्टिसिपेशन है, जो एनजीओज हैं, ट्रैफिक मार्शल्स हैं, ट्रैफिक एडवाइजरी कमेटी के मेंबर्स हैं, मिस्टर हरमन ये भी हमारे ट्रैफिक एडवाइजरी कमेटी के मेंबर हैं. हमारा एक ही प्रयास रहता है कि जब तक इस समस्या के लिए मैक्सिमम लोगों का पार्टिसिपेशन नहीं होगा। इवन स्कूल्स के अंदर भी मैं आपको बताऊं कि हमारा प्रयास है, स्कूल्स के अंदर भी हमने स्टूडेंट्स के अलावा पेरेंट्स को भी ज्वाइंट उनकी हमने एग्जीबिशन भी, सेमिनार भी हम लगा रहे हैं। काफी स्कूल्स में चंडीगढ़ में किए भी हैं।
लेकिन बच्चा ड्राइविंग तो अभी भी बहुत है चंडीगढ़ में।
देखिए, हम स्पेशल नाके भी लगा रहे हैं, हमारा प्रयास भी है और पेरेंट्स को इसीलिए एजुकेट कर रहे हैं।
बट व्हाई डोंट यू पनिश द पेरेंट्स हु अलाउ द चिल्ड्रन, अंडर-एज चिल्ड्रन टू ड्राइव?
जो भी पेरेंट्स हैं, पेरेंट्स को भी हम फाइन करते हैं। आप ये देखिए, जब भी किसी माइनर का चालान होता है तो पेरेंट्स का भी 1000 रुपए का चंडीगढ़ में हम चालान करते हैं। माइनर का है 500 रुपए का, उसका भी करते हैं। हमारा प्रयास है। और दूसरा, जब भी ऐसी कोई चीज होती है, हम सभी स्कूल्स में हर जगह में जा रहा हूं, एक प्रिंसिपल से मिल रहा हूं, स्टाफ से मिल रहा हूं, उनको पता है कि एक बच्चे की उम्र क्या है। और पेरेंट्स की इन्वॉल्वमेंट इसीलिए, यदि घर से बच्चा निकलता है तो एक माँ बाप का चेक रहता है, हर समय पुलिस नहीं होती। सीनियर सिटीजन्स को इन्वॉल्व किया हमने, वो बताते हैं सेक्टर के अंदर कि हमारे एरिया में बड़े बाइक तेज चलाते हैं, डिस्टर्ब करते हैं। हमारे ट्रैफिक मार्शल्स हैं, पब्लिक पार्टिसिपेशन इसलिए है, ट्रैफिक मार्शल्स भी बहुत बढ़ चढ़ कर काम कर रहे हैं। आप देखिए, अभी हमारे ट्रैफिक मार्शल थे मिस्टर गुरनाम सिंह, अभी वो एक्सीडेंट उनका हुआ है। आप ये देखिए कि इतनी स्पीड से चला रहे हैं, वो एक 1000 रुपए या 500 रुपए के चालान के लिए ना अपनी जिंदगी की परवाह करते हैं, ना एक बुजुर्ग जिसकी सफेद दाढ़ी है उसकी परवाह करते हैं।
मैं थोड़ा डाइवर्ट कर रहा हूं, तो उनकी कोई हेल्प की है पुलिस ने या एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने, जो मिस्टर गुरनाम सिंह को चोट लगी?
मैं आपको ये चीज बताऊं कि मैं उनसे मिलने भी गया था और उसके लिए आईजी साहब से डिस्कस भी हुआ है और उनकी हम मदद भी कर रहे हैं।
Harman, let's go back to the number of cars which are on the road. Like India is experiencing a car boom, or rather I would say vehicle boom, right? So don't you think the time for action is now for that, like to restrict the number of new vehicles which are rolling on the road?
It
to
is.
control them?
It is a big time that we should think. For example, now there is a proposal that if somebody is buying a bigger car, he'll have to pay more for the taxes. But it's about the number of vehicles. For example, if we see that a car is occupying one person per car, so it's taking more space on the road.
Right.
The focus should be on the number of people. Even the national transport policy says that the focus should be on the number of people traveling on the road, not on the number of vehicles traveling.
I guess on an average, every family has like 2 cars.
At least. And what's the so-called corporate social responsibility doing about it? We'll go back, we'll see all those ads showing us that, okay, buy this car, buy this bike. And if you talk to them about the corporate social responsibility part, so they have nothing to offer.
So what are the provisions of the road safety bill which has been pending all these years?
See, one of the major things was, for example, we were just discussing that there would be a fine of 1500 where 1000 rupees is being paid by the parent and 500 is being paid by the child.
Yeah.
So in any case, in our culture, till one is 50 years old, he is still a child. So in any case, the parent is bearing the bill and that's equal to 1 pizza. It's nothing. It's actually the law which has to be changed, and one should feel the pain that, okay, I have to go
Too
back.
less a fine.
Yes, it's too less a fine. It should not just be about money. It should be about probably going back to the road safety cell and sitting there and
Or
watching.
probably telling them to be part of some like social responsibility, and they are
don't.
forced to do
They
some
don't.
things
देखो,
like.
स्पष्ट तौर पे मैंने लोग के कहने के तू एक गाला खाने वाला काम क्यों करना, right? So when police they are forced to do this, so that's where they bracket it, गाला खाने वाला काम.
Any changes in the bill, the road safety bill, Mr. Lakhanpal, you think which need to be brought about? There is a proposed bill, but how good is the bill, the proposed bill?
I think we need total overhauling. The whole, the whole system, the law of dealing with traffic has to be changed. And the way we have discussed the whole issue, that there has to be sterner punishment for all the offences. And all these things have to be taken
So when
care
you
of.
say the whole system needs to be overhauled, does it mean even the highways, the roads need to
Exactly,
be
we don't have any,
broadened?
we don't have any lane system.
We should have a central governing body.
Something
There
has to be
and
there.
come
Even in Chandigarh, we don't have any lane system.
Mr. Doon, ये जो foot over bridges होते हैं, they just do not seem to apply for us, I would say. The people are seen crossing even under the foot bridges. तो ऐसे जब केसेस होते हैं उसके लिए पुलिस क्या करती है? लाइक एंड ऑल्सो आर द पीपल टू बी ब्लेम्ड और द अथॉरिटीज?
देखिए, मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा इसके लिए, मैं समझता हूँ जब भी कोई इस तरह की सिचुएशन होती है कि इंसान को अपनी सेफ्टी का खुद भी ध्यान रखना चाहिए। लाइफ इज सेफ, आप वैसे भी देखेंगे जब ही सेफ है जब अपना ध्यान देते हैं।
हाँ, मगर वो कहते हैं जिंदगी की भागा दौड़ी में वो ये चीज भूल जाते हैं और वो नजरअंदाज कर देते हैं।
एक मिनट की जल्दी आपके और आपके परिवार का दुख का कारण बन जाती है।
बिल्कुल,
मैं समझता हूं कि आप ट्रैफिक रूल्स की पालना अपने और अपने परिवार की खुशी के लिए करें, पुलिस के लिए ना करें। इसमें आपके परिवार की खुशी भी इसी के अंदर है और आपके परिवार का दुख भी इसी के अंदर है।
चंडीगढ़ में एक और भी चीज नोटिस हो रही है कि जो काफी पंजाब में भी है, ये हरियाणा में भी है कि जो रिक्शा पुलर्स हैं दे आर नॉट फॉलोइंग द रूल्स। इन चंडीगढ़ द साइक्लिस्ट्स आर नॉट फॉलोइंग द रूल्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स एंड इन द प्रोसेस दे गेट हिट आल्सो।
इसमें मैं कहूंगा कि संधू साहब, हमारा अलग अलग हम रिक्शाज की भी, साइकिल वालों की अलग अलग इनकी एग्जीबिशन भी करते हैं, इनको गाइड भी करते हैं। रिक्शा वालों को रिफ्लेक्टर भी लगाते हैं बैक साइड में कि रात के टाइम पे कोई रिक्शा जाता है कि वो नजर आए आपको, और उन्हें एजुकेट भी करते हैं। और जहां पे भी इस तरह के रोड्स हैं, चंडीगढ़ के अंदर रिक्शा साइकिल ट्रैक भी अलग से बने हुए हैं, उसमें हम होम गार्ड वॉलंटियर लगाते हैं इसीलिए कि वो मेन रोड से आप उस पर आए। लेकिन मैं एक चीज बताऊं आपको, जब भी हमने स्टडी कराई कि एक्सीडेंट का क्या कारण है, इसमें किसी एक डिपार्टमेंट की बात नहीं है, चाहे वो रोड है चाहे लाइट्स है, और मैक्सिमम केसेस में जो ह्यूमन एरर है, एक आदमी की गलती है जो एक्सीडेंट का कारण बनता है। हर इंसान में इतना जोश है, हर आदमी सोचता है कि सबसे पहले मैं ही आऊं। आजकल एक एक दो दो बच्चे हैं, माँ बाप बच्चे की डिमांड ऐसे पूरी करते हैं जैसे मार्केट से कोई चॉकलेट खरीदनी है। आज आपके पड़ोसी घर में कोई गाड़ी आ जाती है तो आपके घर में झगड़ा स्टार्ट हो जाता है। बच्चे पूछते हैं पापा अंकल की कितनी पे है। आप मार्केट में भी जाएंगे, चंडीगढ़ के अंदर 17 में यदि एक शॉप है, 5 मेंबर्स हैं एक परिवार के, सभी अलग अलग गाड़ियों में आएंगे। अंबाला तक जाएंगे उनके पास अलग गाड़ी होगी, दिल्ली तक जाएंगे अलग गाड़ी होगी, घर में चलाने वाले कम हैं, गाड़ियां
बिल्कुल ठीक है। मिस्टर शर्मा, नाउ आई थिंक both the states and all the 3 states around Chandigarh, I think, need to learn quite a lot from Chandigarh.
Definitely.
So, you know, the final word from you, what needs to be, or what is the immediate urgent need for Punjab to do?
Basically, coordination between various departments, and enforcement should not be left alone to the police department. Other agencies should also participate in the enforcement. Public behavior is to change. Road rage incidents had to stop because there should be zero tolerance for these kind of things.
Night driving has to be made safer.
Night driving to be safer.
Yes.
Harman?
More lights. Like one thing I'll add up here is, like, for example, the WHO's slogan is road safety is no accident. So it's basically changing the concept that it's an accident. It's not an accident, it's a crash. There is a reason to it. So we have to again look into all the factors and consider it as a crash, not as an accident.
Absolutely. I think we were discussing a very, very important issue, but I'm afraid we're running out of time. Thank you very much for joining us in this very valuable discussion. As we all know, death is stalking the Indian roads, especially in the states of Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, and of course things in Chandigarh are shared better. Let's admit the hard fact, rules are not being followed in a lot of places.
Not just that, the police are also not enforcing the rules. It is time to wake up. With that, we end this edition of Day and Night Prime. We will be back again same time tomorrow. Till then, good luck.
Drive safe and bye.